The books will tell me when I get there if it's their turn or not. I love Black love. Some of these other authors are just taking it way too far to the point that I didn't finish your book because you did too much. I like her writing. I like her characters. The choices of her characters, debatable. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my shop my shelves for my July TBR. So if you're new here, hello, welcome. I shop my shelves for all of my TBR videos, and when I say shop my shelves, I'm literally just going to take the camera and like go across all of my bookshelves and just the books will tell me when I get there if it's their turn or not. Sometimes I have like a theme or like a vibe that I'm actually sitting in for like my mood reading, but at this time I really don't have one. What I will say is that I did have, like, comparatively, I had a lot of DNFs in the month of June. I had 2 DNFs, which I'm not afraid to DNF at all, but I typically don't have DNFs every month, let alone 2. So what my goal is for the month of July is to pick books that I think I am going to enjoy the reading experience. I'm not looking specifically for a certain genre or to like finish a certain series or a certain author or new releases or books that have been waiting patiently to get off my TBR. Like, I'm really not pressed or stressed about a certain type of book. As long as I look at the book and I feel like, yeah, I'm confident that this is going to be like a banger, or this is going to fulfill something in the reader in me, that's what I'm gonna go for. Considering I only finished 4 books, I finished 4 books. If you count attempted, then I attempted 6 books, or 7. I didn't finish, whatever. I finished 4 books in the month of June. I'm feeling like I shouldn't go too crazy. Normally my TBRs are 4 to 6 books. So I think I'm still gonna keep it at 4 to 6, probably 4 or 5, just because my reading volume hasn't been very high lately. So I'm just gonna stick with that. And if it's less, that's okay too. But I'm shooting for 4 or 5. So let's go ahead and shop the shelves. All right, these 2 shelves, and I have a bottom shelf down here that I'll show you in a second. These are all my independent romance. Well, they're romances. I'll say that they're romance books. All of these, except for this little cubby, the cubby down here, are Black romances. And you know what? I just want to take a pause to say I love to see it. I love Black love. Like, if it isn't evident in the literature that I read and the choices that I make for my romance books, let me get in the camera. I love Black love. I love Black love, and I prefer, clearly overwhelmingly prefer, to read Black romance novels and urban fiction. Not urban fiction, urban, well, I do like urban fiction. Urban romance novels. It just, it makes me so happy. So that is the section that we have here. If you are new here and you're wondering, Anita, why are you not showing me the top shelf? The top shelf is my top shelf read. So I've read all of those already. So almost obviously I'm not going to pick those unless I am going to reread. But yeah, so let's just look at the books. Okay, so this is a series that I just hauled for you guys. This is To the Moon. You know, wait, I didn't mean for like the first book that I even saw to be the book that I chose, but like the way I told you guys, I'm looking for books that I know is going to be a banger. It's going to be a banger. It's not going to disappoint. I'm not going to DNF. Yeah. So what I am going to pick is the next book in the series, after To the Moon, and that is Beyond the Stars. And this one follows Kamar, who is like the baby of the family. It says at the top. It's the baby of Luna's family. And then I guess somebody else shot. I'm not about to read the back because if you're new here, once I read an author and I love the author's work, I probably definitely will not be reading the backs of anything else. I'm not going to read the synopsis of anything else. I don't care what you're writing about. I'm buying it and I'm reading it. So that's what I'm on, the type of time I'm on as far as this one goes, because the first book, To the Moon, let me show you if you haven't already seen me talk about it. This book, 6 stars. 6 stars. It's giving like love song for Ricky Wilde. Like, I just wouldn't shut up about that book. That's how I feel about this. And like how when I held that book, I felt something in my spirit. That's how I feel about this one. So yeah, I am continuing on in that series. Also, a book that I thought about today is one of these Natasha Bishop books. I purchased these a little while ago and I haven't started reading them. The Where We Found Our Stuff and Such. I haven't started reading these. And also, like, I feel very confident in my Natasha Bishop reading experience because only for the week, like, no notes. They're unlikable characters, but they were not insufferable, like I'm about to DNF this book, unlikable characters. And that is the level of unlikable that I can stomach. Some of these other authors are just taking it way too far to the point that I didn't finish your book because you did too much. You did too much. Natasha Bishop, she knows just where to keep it. So I'm feeling like this might be, I'm gonna do this as a maybe. So also, you guys, if this is your first time doing a Shop My Shelves TBR with me, I'm gonna pull all the books that like spark my interest, and then at the end of the video I will chop it down to between 4 and 6 books. So make sure you stay to the end so you know what books I actually end up with. These are just the ones that are speaking to me at this time. Okay, these are my Alexandria House books. I've read all of these except for this one, but honestly I'm not ready to read it. It's dark romance and I'm not ready to read that right now. Down here is my Eric Jerome. Well, I guess I'll go over here. Wait, can you see these? You can see these. Okay, these are my Jasmine Guillory. So I do love Jasmine Guillory. Obviously all of these books up to this point are Jasmine Guillory, but they're not necessarily like page turners or like 5 stars. I don't think any of her books have been 5 stars for me. They're kind of just like palate cleansers, turn my brain off, like maybe kick my little feeties up. Like they're pretty spicy also, Miss Jazz. But yeah, it's just, that's not the vibe I'm going for right now. That's something where like when I need healing from like a book that's absolutely wrecked me. And I don't know that I'm too much like reaching for those at this time, so I'm not gonna go with those. These ones, I've read most of these except for Take a Hike by Mimi Grace, but that's not really the vibe I'm in right now. So I'm just gonna move the camera down a little bit so you can see these bottom shelves and then we'll press. Okay, so this shelf here is my Eric Jerome Dickey. This is an old favorite author, and I always like kind of glaze over this shelf because I've read all of these books, but some of these I haven't read in a really long time, and I know they're a good time. So well, I haven't read this one, to be fair. I have not read The Son of Mr. Solomon, but I'm feeling like I want to read one of these oldie but goodies from EJD. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm not going to commit to reading one on my TBR. It's just going to be like in my mental. I'm not going to commit, but it is in the back of my mind that I do want to prioritize rereading one of the Eric Jerome Dickey books. Then down here I have the romance books that are not Black love. Okay, so yeah, I have these books here. And you know what? Somebody had mentioned this book recently. Oh, it's got a sticker on the back. That's weird. Let's get that on off of there. Somebody had mentioned this book in recent past, and I forgot I had this. I forgot that I meant to read this. I forgot that this was an anticipated book for me. I know it is going to rip me apart. The question is that the type of time I want to be on? Is that the type of time I want to be on? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put that one back. I'm gonna put that one back. Yeah, actually there's a few books down here that are gonna rip my heart out, so I've heard. Anyways, If He Had Been With Me, this is apparently a rip my heart out book. Lotus, which is like the second book to Still Beating, which I just read recently, that's definitely gonna rip my heart out, because baby, Still Beating, honey hush. I haven't read or even thought I haven't even thought to read this book at all, but it is available on my Libby, so I feel like this has to be read. Like, the audiobook is available, so I feel like I have to pull this before I have to turn that in. So this is going to be a pick, not necessarily because like I'm super anxious to read it, but I do enjoy Abby Jimenez's books. I've read 3. Yeah, I've read 3. And I like them all, with the exception of one. It really just irritated my soul, but the writing was good. I like her writing. I like her characters. The choices of her characters, debatable. So yeah, I think I will enjoy this. I think I will enjoy this. This would not be like a hate read. It just wasn't one that I plan on prioritizing, but it became available on my Libby earlier than anticipated, so I think I am gonna go ahead and pull this. And I think that's it for this shelf. Over here, now I do have a few books over here that I have been almost ready to read. And one of them is It's You Every Time. I pulled this literally the other day because I was like, this seems really cute. This seems really cute. The little blurby here on the front says, how often do you meet the one? And apparently this is like a magical realism, like they meet each other over and over and over again, and like they fall in love over and over and over again or something. I don't know. But it seems pretty stinking cute. So I think I'm gonna pull that. Anita, how many romances are you gonna pull? Look, mind your business. And that's YA also. This shelf down here is all YA. Yes, all of these are YA, and I'm trying to keep it that way. So let's see. Also, I really feel like I'm gonna enjoy Not About a Boy. And I know I said I didn't want my heart to be ripped out, but I think I meant specifically by that book. I think I'm okay with this one ripping my heart out. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm feeling like this is giving like Jazz Hammond's type of writing. I'm gonna pull it. I have 5 books and I haven't left this spot. Okay. I think that's all that's calling to me from this shelf, because honestly these 2 books have been calling to me for like a month. So I'm going to press, and we're gonna go over to the contemporary / literary fiction shelves, and then also a little bit of fantasy. Okay, here we are at my literary contemporary fiction shelves. It was one book that I read, side note, that I read last month that I had over here on these shelves, and it clicked at that time that it was literary fiction, because I was not enjoying it, and I was like, why is nothing happening? Like, why is this not feeling like a story? It's feeling like someone's grandma is just rambling about something, and I don't want to hear about it. So I'm feeling like grown women. This is lit fic, and I've talked about this a couple of times, but like, it's one of the reasons why I didn't enjoy the book as much, and I think it is the genre that I was mistaking for contemporary fiction. It's definitely lit fic, which is fine. But also The Wedding People, I've been meaning to read this. I feel like I probably talk about this all the time and I still have yet to pull it, and I think I am not gonna pull it right now, as well, because I don't want to pull it because I almost pulled it a bunch of times. I don't want to pull it because it's been waiting patiently as a highly anticipated read. Like, it is, but at this moment I am looking for something that is just going to have me set, and like, I'm not particularly confident that this is going to have me set, and like, I don't want to blink because I'm so immersed into this book. I hear it's really good. I do trust I'm going to like it, but as far as like it giving what I'm hoping specifically, like, it's very niche what I'm looking for right now, and I'm not sure that that one is going to do. I literally never talk about this book, even though it's like front facing. Let's see. When an imminent threat alert causes midnight evacuations across a swath of Colorado, 4 kids thrown together in an emergency relocation camp find themselves becoming unlikely friends. Each utilizing their individual strengths, they start a zine, raise a puppy they found near an abandoned outbuilding, and provide solace for one another during the difficult months away from home. But after they accidentally stumble on evidence that casts doubt on the legitimacy of the evacuation, the kids begin to question everything and everyone around them. Through careful investigations and a few risky endeavors, the friends uncover what's really behind the threat and must decide how and if they can expose the truth. Set in the same universe as Megan E. Freeman's best-selling novel Alone, and told in a variety of poetry and prose forms, Away is a companion novel that is sure to please fans of adventure and mystery stories alike. Oh hell yeah. This is a goober goob. So this was a gift from one of my friends, and they know that I read books, but I always didn't know what type of books that I like to read at all, nor do I imagine they would have opened this up. If they would have opened it up, I still don't even think they understand that I don't like reading in verse. And this is like, it's not your typical book. So I know this one is not going to be, it's not the time. It's not the time for me to read that one right now, because my brain is actually not interested in reading a book in verse. I have tried real bad and it just did not go over well. So let's see the conditions of will. I do want to read this. I'm so interested. I'm so curious about the conditions of will. I've tried to read a couple of Justa Hastings books, but if you know, you know. I don't want no smoke about it, but I want to like this book and I am very interested. So I think I am going to pull this. And then have I read Bitter and Sweet? No, I started reading Bitter and Sweet, but it was narrated by a narrator that I wasn't particularly thrilled to listen from. Am I ready to read these? These are newer purchases for me. I Am Aya and Confessions in B Flat. I hear really great things about I Am Aya, but I need to stop thinking about the books sitting on the shelves for a long time or like being anticipated. It needs to be calling to me. So these are not calling to me. To be honest, none of these are calling to me. None of the unread ones are calling to me. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go over here and then I'll go to the bottom shelves and pick something. So you know what, it is time. Okay, Aaliyah, if you're watching, it's time. I am ready to read, what is this, The Nightingale. I was gonna say Firefly Lane, but that's not it. I'm ready to read The Nightingale. This is about to be a pick. I know it's a big daddy But like, this is the type of story I know is going to pull me in. I know I am not going to want to put it down. I know it's going to live rent-free in my brain, and it is going to take root in my soul. Like, that is what I'm trying to find. And this is going to be my first Chris and Hannah. So I am ready to finally dip my little toes into Chris and Hannah. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about that one. Okay, what else do we have here? No, okay, this look ooh. Let's look at these fantasy books. None of these are particularly calling to me. None of the fantasies are particularly calling to me, and I'm just going to go ahead and save you guys the trouble of showing you the shelf underneath. It is also fantasy. It's my YA fantasy series shelf, and none of those are calling to me either. So I'm just going to show you guys this last lit fic contemporary fiction shelf right here, and then we're going to go over to historical fiction and thrillers, which I feel like I might be in the mood for thrillers, y'all, but stay tuned. All right, so this shelf down here, my contemporary lit fic, there is some YA down here as well. This shelf has really been interesting the heck out of me lately, and I was looking at Pretty earlier, which the cover is literally pretty. They did that. I'm interested, but like, is it going to grip me? Is it going to grip me? I don't know. I did read a couple of pages of this while I was in the store, and it seemed kind of cute. And that's why I bought it. I didn't even read like the synopsis. I bought it because it was gripping me from like opening the book up and reading like the first few pages. Like, I wanted to keep going. So I don't know what the book is about. I know that it is queer. But other than that, I'm unsure. I'm unsure. The front has a blurb by Jade Adia. I hope I said her name right. It says, the sensuality of Frank Ocean meets the rhythm of Toni Morrison. See, I was about to put this back until then, because you said a thing when you said Frank Ocean. If you don't know, which I know you don't because I never mentioned it, your girl used to love some Frank Ocean. I say used to because he stopped giving us music, and I am very disappointed by that. Now my boyfriend is Giveon, but yeah, still Frank Ocean like lives in my spirit. Also, I just got As You Wish, which is by the same author as This Close to Okay. I read this recently, well, within the last, I'll say 6 months, if that's recent. I read this, and this was her debut book, and this is her second one. This just one came out. This one just came out, sorry. And it has like some magical realism in it, but I'm excited to have it, but I'm not excited to read it right now. But that is, it's on my radar. Something that I have been itching to buy and to read is Eleanor Oliphant Is Completely Fine. I started reading this yesterday. I started to read this yesterday, and it took everything in me to put it back because I'm in the middle of like a couple of other books. But this one, yeah, it's getting on the TV. It's getting on the T-bird for sure. And then let's hurry up because my camera's about to die. And we're gonna go over to the thriller and nonfiction. I could see myself reading some nonfiction, so let's go over there and pick anything that jumps out at me. All right, I'm carrying you. But I forgot that I had some historical fiction up here that I wanted to take a little sneak peek at. And as far as something jumping out at me on this shelf, nothing that I'm going to be like wrecked about not having yet read. I really have not been prioritizing these books very much at all, but I will get there, It's just I'm not ready to commit to any of these on my TBR. I do have, if you're curious, I do have a great interest in The Great Man. This is one of my new purchases. It just came out. I still have interest in Junie. I haven't read that one yet. I had The Table Cloak. This was one that was on my May TBR that I actually didn't end up getting to. I do have interest in it, but not enough to commit like I did last month, and obviously I wasn't very successful in that. I hear this one's really funny. The Heathens. This is a new purchase for me as well. I hear this is supposed to be really, really funny. So maybe, but I'm not thinking I'm going to commit to any of those right now. All right, so now let's look at these thrillers. So what I am going to pull is The King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, and I think I want to read this with Brendy's book club. I read a little bit. I read with them their June book club book, which was the Kennedy Ryan book. Dang, what was it? The Hendrix book, girl. Can't Get Enough. I read that book a little bit with them, and it was really fun, like the reading format. So I would like to do that with The King of Ashes. And after that, I think that's it for this shelf. I think that's it for this shelf. Let's go down to the bottom two and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. What I really should finish reading is The Reformatory. I still have not finished that, girl. I feel like, okay, Nita, think about the books that are calling to you. Are any of these calling to you? Actually, Model Home is. So I'm gonna pull that. This is like a horror, like a domestic horror, I think. So I'm gonna pull this. And then nonfiction down here. I actually think, and I won't necessarily call these like books that I plan on like finishing necessarily, because they're not really like sit and kick my feeties up, but I do want to read Atomic Habits. Or I want to start reading Atomic Habits. And I kind of have interest in Remember Me Now. Nah. Maybe Matriarch. Matriarch. I'm not going to commit to it. I'm not going to commit to it. But I will commit to Atomic Habits. So I literally have probably 3 times as many books as I intend to pick for my TBR. So let me just stack them all up here so you can kind of see what we're working with. And then I also snuck another one onto this prospect list that may or may not make the final cut. But these are all the books that I might read in July. So let's narrow it down, because clearly, like, on a good reading month I could read all these, but I just don't know what type of month I'm going to have, so I'm not going to set myself up like that. I am just going to try to pick between 4 and 6, right? So first I'm going to pick the ones that I know I want to commit to. Okay, that is going to be Beyond the Stars by Evelyn Latrice. Like, immediately, yes. Also, Say You'll Remember Me. I'm picking this not because like it is particularly of interest. I'm picking it because it is available on my Libby. So this is going to be a pick. I am very interested in reading Eleanor Oliphant Is Completely Fine. That needs to be read. And then Chris and Hannah, The Nightingale, that needs to be read. So that's 4 right there, right? I'm looking at the rest of the, oh, also I want to read The King of Ashes with Brendy's book club. I'm really, this stack here, I'm really feeling like these are going to be some good books, minus, no shade, but minus Say You Remember Me. Like, I feel like it's going to be like mid. I don't think it's going to be life-changing or anything like that, but the other ones I'm feeling pretty confident about. And even so, honestly, like, I'm feeling like, well, dang, I already accepted the book. I was about to say I was gonna let the next person read this. I still want to read the rest of these books, you guys. Like, I still want to read Not About a Boy. I still want to read Where We Found Our Home. Atomic Habits, I feel like I am gonna, I feel like I'm gonna put my nonfiction TBR on like another like plateau, you feel me? Like, it's not gonna count towards my TBR, but it will count as a read book if I finish reading it. I hope that's not cheap. Then I didn't tell you guys, I snuck this on here, Want by Gillian Anderson. This is like a collection of stories. I might want to read that. I might want to read that. But this is nonfiction, so it's not going in the pot. I just decided just now, nonfiction is not going on the TBR. Officially, it's going to be a separate TBR. I really want to read these two. Like, I don't think, and I really want to read It's You Every Time. All right, so I know I said I was going to pick like 4 to 6 books. I end up picking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books, which is a lot. It is a lot of books, but I'm feeling really confident about all of these, if you can see. There we go. Tease. I'm feeling really confident about all of these, so that is gonna be my TBR, you guys. I have a little bit of everything. I got some romance, I have some YA, I have some thriller, I have contemporary fiction, I've got historical fiction, which I haven't read historical fiction in a hot minute. This is my first critique. I'm so excited about this book, y'all. I feel like it's gonna be a good month, so let me know in the comments down below, have you read any of these? Which one should I jump to the top of my TBR? Which one do you want to see in a reading vlog? Let your girl know. I feel like there's something here for everybody. If you like this style of video where I shop my shelves for my TBRs, please give this video a thumbs up and I will keep doing them. If you have any other suggestions for how I should do my TBR, then let me know. I feel like it's just a little bit more fun than just me sitting down and talking about the books that I ended up picking. I feel like actually shopping and seeing what's happening in my brain at the time is pretty fun. If you are new here, I hope you consider subscribing. Before moving on, I would love to have you join the library. Other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.